You made the argument that Democrats are the party of racism and slavery, and I will concede that it's true that Democrats in the 1880s were Democrats that perpetuated slavery. But I need to ask, how do you think through that lens when you look at the Southern strategy and you look at the fact that it was a Democratic president who put the Civil Rights Act into law, and afterwards it was Republicans who perpetuated the Southern strategy to try to make African Americans not vote?
The question is about the fact that, yes, the Democrats may be the party of slavery and racism. I think you then said something that was unfair, which is you said, I'll grant you in the 1880s. Let's remember that the Ku Klux Klan was revived in the early 20th century. The lynchings and hangings that we identify with the Klan all occurred, a lot of them occurred in the teens and 20s. And the opposition to the civil rights was in the 60s. Now, with the solitary exception of, yes, Lyndon Johnson pushed the Civil Rights Act. True. And this is a longer story which I won't be able to do justice to here, but why did he do it? Why did he do it? My argument is the following. After World War II, the horrific evidence of the concentration camps and the racism of Hitler began to have a powerful effect worldwide. It drove anti-colonialism in the Third World, but it also drove a diminution of racism in the American South. Racism was dropping rapidly in the American South after 1945. Now, you have to realize this was a huge problem for the Democratic Party because after the Civil War, the glue holding the Democratic Party together in the South was, in fact, white supremacy. And so for Lyndon Johnson, it's like, now what? We're actually losing our base. The key to Nixon's Southern strategy was to appeal to the non-racist whites in the urban South. Read about it, because this Southern strategy that you're describing is a myth. The actual Southern strategy was really simple. Many people in the South are moving away from, the South is changing from an agricultural society to an industrial society. Many Northerners are moving south to places like Tampa and Atlanta and Raleigh-Durham and Houston. And Nixon's strategy was, I'm not campaigning in the rural South. That's racist country. I'm going to leave that to the Democrats. I'm going to campaign in the urban South and win the the displaced Northerners and the non-racist Southerners. That was Nixon's Southern strategy. And the proof? Just go look at what Nixon actually won. He won the urban South. He lost the Deep South. In 1968, the Deep South went for George Wallace, not Richard Nixon. And so what we're dealing with here is an argument about history, but an argument that's very important because of the claim of the party switch, which I deny.